It's finally good weather, so it's time to start the internal fit out. This video is brought to you by Squarespace.
$80.8.
Alright, so we've got a little bit of momentum going. It's been a big learning curve already this morning. We were a bit slow, but I think now we're getting a little bit used to the product. And so what we're doing, I'm inside the box, I'm getting the measurements. Chris goes then to the miter saw, cut the piece, comes back with the piece, and then we put it together with the little brackets. So he's gonna cut more aluminum right now, and we'll show you what we get up to in the box. I'm putting the bolts and nuts, mushroom head, zinc plated together like so, and do this little concoction here that then we put onto the steel bracket that Chris made yesterday. And this is the finished result on every corner. So what else do we use?
Nylon lock nuts, so they won't rattle loose. I think we may have defeated the system, Ange. So they slide in, and then the actual square washer locks it in place and enables us to tighten it with a spanner. So yeah, I reckon we'll be able to make all these brackets for pretty cheap. So yeah, now we've just got to do lots of cutting, measuring, fastening. It's good.
And we are back for day 2, little production line going on. Chris on the brackets, me on the bolts and nuts. We had a few comments on our last video that we've been a bit slack with our PPE and protective equipment. So we're taking the feedback into consideration. I made sure my hair is behind my head, it's not on the way. I've got glasses, I'm all safe to help Chris to make those brackets. So pretty boring morning, but the preparation is key. We realized yesterday we didn't have enough brackets, enough bolts. So this morning we spent a bit of time as a teamwork to make a bunch so that today we can really keep the momentum. All right, and the final step to complete these little brackets is just to put the nut on the other side. And then we're good to go. We can just slide them like so. And that was probably the most challenging part of yesterday. So this is what we actually finished to do. Took us quite a bit of time and undoing, redoing certain parts, because obviously you have to think ahead where to slide those ones, where you want to have some uprights, because once they are tightened, then you have to remove them, and it's quite time consuming if you make a mistake. If you're on the roll and you think proactively, then it's perfect. So right now we want to basically finish the garage, start as well today to frame the bathroom, but we've got a little bit of a dilemma where we're thinking maybe to add more rigidity and like better structure. We're thinking instead of having some small uprights that go to the height of the garage, to potentially have it all the way to the ceiling so that it's really strong. And you know, it is already very strong, like there is no movement. I can sit on it, Chris can sit on it as well, and it just doesn't budge. But we're thinking it's gonna be even better if we've got some larger piece. Could this be the last upright of the day.
Oh, I think so.
The last actually upright of the garage.
That's cool.
So, first impressions after 2 days working on the aluminium.
It's a really good product. Yeah. It's easy to cut, and I think what's made it a lot harder than it would have normally been is the uneven floor. So now that we've got it all square, I think it'll be pretty fast as we build it really nice and modular. It just requires a heap of forethought with putting these brackets in and where to put cross braces and stuff, but yes, it's coming along.
Yeah,
It's
we
definitely
spent
coming along.
a lot of time with that square over there, just making sure everything was pretty good. And yeah, pretty happy with the result after not 2 full days of work. Like, we still have a bit of daylight. We'll see, maybe we'll call it a day and come back tomorrow and start the bathroom. So just having a lunch break, we've been the entire morning trying to work out this shower bathroom area, which is proving so much more difficult than we thought. It's so disheartening, and like today is one of these days where I'm like, what are we doing? It's not fun at all, must admit. So it's trying to think ahead of what we need to do. So we need to leave enough room on the back wall for the plumbing. We need as well to create a false wall. We need as well to think about what kind of walls we're gonna have here on the side. So it's all this kind of thing that we've got that roughly in our heads, but we don't know 100% what we're doing. So yeah, it hasn't been a very good morning. Do you agree?
Okay, noise. Yesterday was a complete dud. In fact, we went in reverse yesterday, so we both left and we were gutted.
Not a good day.
So it was the whole of Saturday we just didn't get anywhere, we couldn't make a decision, and we were just pulling things apart and making it worse. So we've gone home, rethought everything, and we've decided to approach this modular system in a slightly different way. So what we were doing, mind me grabbing, is we were going to connect all our different modules to the next module so that it was all secured into almost one piece by the end of it. The big issue with that is as you're building one piece, you somehow need to know where to put brackets and uprights, etc. for the next module, and it's actually impossible. No matter how much we could plan it, we couldn't get that far ahead. So we've now decided that the shower will be completely separate. So we lose 3 centimeters in our shower space, but we're now going to push towards our electronics cabinet. So our electronics cabinet is getting a little bit smaller by the day, but we can still fit everything we need to. So we're going to basically build a giant upright shower. I've now decided that we will use marine ply, high quality 9mm marine ply, and that will make the entire surface area for the walls. Then we'll use 3mm composite sheet that'll glue to the plywood, and then I'll make sure it's perfectly watertight. And on the very odd chance that it touches the plywood, at least we know it's marine ply, so it won't get waterlogged. So that's what we're going to build today, and hopefully this is the last of our aluminium, 2.5 meter lengths. Hopefully we have enough. We have made another order, but it will take another 1 or 2 weeks, but the order we got is double, so hopefully that'll last us a lot longer. Yeah, so wish us luck. So far it has been not an enjoyable process, but we're getting there. Oh, hey.
All right, this is what it will roughly look like. Oh yeah, don't enter through the cabinets. Now a little bit further in. You're in the toilet right now. This is how you do.
Cool.
No, it's good size. I think I'm happy with how it looks.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Now what?
More uprights.
Well,
1, 2.
so that's how it goes.
Yeah. It's a little bit too far this way.
All right, so we took a little break of our shower building to make this little concoction here, a rubber mat for the garage. Looks pretty good.
Looks real good.
So we'll need to buy some more to do that side here. But now, back to the shower. We're gonna try to build one wall. That's our goal for today. We're not leaving the site until we've got that completed.
Correct.
The final brackets for the day.
Done this a few times now.
So this is what our first bathroom wall looks like. We're so happy with it. It's not even funny. So this is where the marine ply will stick to, and we have to think about all these little bolts so that we connect our brackets.
Yeah, so I'll bolt the first layer of marine ply like so. So make that flush. So there'll be there per panel. I can bolt them in from the other side, and yeah, we're good.
So this is where we will end today, and we'll probably come back tomorrow, do a bit more work, even though it's gonna rain. We'll show you a few more things that we bought. But yeah, we'll leave it on a good note, and have a nice relaxing Sunday evening.
So I've actually had to re-drill some brackets, especially just for the plywood, so that they're more centered and sit on here better. So yeah, super boring, but basically just doing 2 of these this morning. Really lousy weather, so I'll chop them with the cut-off saw soon, and that's kind of what I'm doing.
So while Chris is working on doing the brackets for the wood, I'm working finally on getting our Squarespace website started. So I spent quite a bit of time this morning looking through the different templates. There are just so many of them and they all look super nice. But I found 3 that I like the most, so I just saved them in my favorites so I can look back at them and decide which one I want to go with. One thing that I found very helpful as well with the templates is each of them, you can actually preview them. So you click on it, and then that gets you to this page where you can preview what the launch page looks like, and as well you can go in more detail and look at every single tab, which gives you like a really good idea how your website can look like basically. Another thing as well that is very helpful is you can see what the website will look like on a mobile. I find it quite important that it looks nice, and as well it's like a good, mobile friendly website so that it's easy to navigate when you're just like on the go looking with your phone. So that's really helpful. And another thing as well that I'm looking at today is the help guide. If you're like me, a beginner, and you've never built a website before, you've got lots of different pages and information on how to get started, like really step by step. So I'll look at that, and then in the coming days, I'll start to really deep dive into building the website, and I'll show you next time. So if you're like us and you're ready to get your own website, don't hesitate to go to www.squarespace.com/theoutfit, and you can get 10% off your first domain or website.
Makes sense?
Yeah. All right.
I don't trust us. All right, fingers crossed.
The moment of
Hey! All right. So, that is a urine divider. Pretty gross. Hose comes out of the urine area and goes down into a separate system that I'm gonna make. And then poop and poos and stuff like that goes in this bucket here. 11 litre standard size government issue paint bale. That'll be underneath. And on top of this will be our lovely new, strikingly modern toilet seat, which will go like so. I'll obviously trim around the edges, lift it up. It'll look like a normal toilet. And we're gonna make some hatches.
So the urine divider that Chris just showed you comes as well with a toilet lid and as well a toilet seat. As you can see, it is styrofoam, so we didn't really like that. We would have preferred to have only the urine divider, but unfortunately you have to buy the whole package. So this is the reason why we had to purchase that, and we replaced it with that much nicer toilet lid. What we liked about it is this one, the water can just drip just above and goes on the side. So that's a much nicer design. But if you're interested about getting at least that urine divider, it's a company called Separate. It's a Swedish company, and we got it from A Better Way to Go, which is based in Melbourne in Victoria.
All right, so back in the shed doing the toilet again today. I'm just about to glue some like little aluminium lips around the hatch. This will be like a separate hatch door that'll open up like that, and then this will open up separately. So we're trying to use basically completely recycled materials, or as much as we can. So I'll be able to use that piano hinge that we bought that couldn't use on the door. I'm using these aluminium things, which were from our Styromax order. And the panel itself is our 40mm panel that was the cutout for our front door, plus one of the windows I've used a bit of as well. So pretty much all the materials are recycled, which is nice because we'd already paid that money, right? So we might as well use it. We went to Jaycar this morning, bought a 90mm silent 12 volt, kind of like a computer fan. This will run permanently in the toilet and vent out any smell down through the floor. So we've also bought like a little vent cover, and there will be a fuel tank underneath it, so there's no risk of stones or anything, and it's got some like mosquito mesh on the grate that we've got, so no spiders can come in and stuff. So I'm going to do some gluing, clamp it all up, and then kind of work out how to fit the toilet and stuff.
Alright, so we have cut the edges of our beautiful urine divider with a jigsaw just to make sure it doesn't stick out when we've got the toilet lid on top. So the big reveal, have we done a good job?
We've done alright.
Looks good. Yay! So currently working on the toilet frame, which is made of all the offcut of aluminium that we have, and that worked out pretty well. We were very surprised.
This has been a pretty cheap toilet so far.
So that was great news for that we can just potentially finish the project before tackling something else. Build me a masterpiece.
With this music, I could build anything.
Finish the work in 1 week.
Maybe not anything.
Oh, perfect.
Come on, there'll be a workers' strike.
No internet. Oh no, again.
Workers' strike, off with their head. French Revolution. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, the final touch.
Enough room?
Perfect.
Perfect fit. Nice. Finished.
This is it.
Alright, so I've been working all day on the toilet. It is actually coming on really nicely, but it has been a lot more work than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, so we'll show that on next week's video. We won't show on this one. It's just a little sneak peek. Today hasn't been the best day. We found out this morning that our YouTube account got hacked. We're really hoping by the time you see this video that hopefully we'll have our account back. So wish us luck and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, well, if you see this video, we got it back, basically.
that's a
if you
good
don't
news.
see this video, well then this video is for us. Anyway, thank you very much for watching and we'll see you next time.